Rant.
Rant of the week.
Take the glasses off for this.
Jason is very angry.
So, I've got to preface this with saying a few things, and I do want people's opinion on whether they think I'm right or wrong.
Okay, so you're wrong.
Pretty
End
much.
of conversation. Goodbye, and thanks for listening.
But you should never meet your heroes or your idols or whatever, right?
Agreed.
Because you get disappointed. And that happened to myself and Dave and my daughter Brooke.
Well,
on
in
Sunday.
my defence, I didn't know who you were yelling at, so I didn't.
Or screaming their name, following him around like John
Some
McEnroe.
crazy man.
So on Sunday, Dave and I came up here to sort out technical issues that we miserably failed to fix.
Miserably.
So we were here for 3 hours. The fight was on, the UFC fight, which I saw a little bit of, but we weren't drinking.
The fight was in here.
It was. We were sober as judges, and so after 3 hours of misery, we left. And I get down to the bottom of the stairs at the Bella Vista Hotel, and walking past me to go up the stairs was Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yes.
And he's
So can I clarify one thing? Jason previously absolutely loved Ryan Pappenhausen.
What I say about Ryan, and I would never approach a current rugby player, I would not approach. There is not one I would say, even Nathan Cleary, I wouldn't approach him. I'm not that guy. I kind of, there are certain people I would, like in the media
Ryan
and stuff.
Pappenhausen.
And Ryan Pappenhausen, for me, it's more so the story of Ryan Pappenhausen, right? Unwanted at the Tigers, unwanted at Para, goes to Melbourne Storm, sits about fourth on their fullback depth chart. Hard work, resilience, moves up, plays first grade on the bench.
Got picked in New South Wales.
Gets picked in the
Gets
Origin.
hurt.
No, plays lights out, wins a Churchill, is built like he's not built for rugby league. Honestly, because he's so small, but he plays his guts out, plays hard, and I love watching it. I love the story of it. Has overcome some shocking injuries that would end many people. Right, so that's why I am very impartial to Ryan Pappenhausen. I think he's a great ambassador for rugby league because of this, and just generally someone who should show I am as resilient as anything. Look what I can achieve. Right. I follow him on Instagram, and you know he advertises whatever he does, and I follow that and his podcast, everything. Right, so big fan. He walks past me.
Yes.
With his mate. So I turn around. I go, fuck.
And they did stop at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, and I go, I think that's Ryan Pappenhausen. To myself, I think that's Ryan Pappenhausen. So I turn around, and he's up the stairs by about 2 steps by now. I go, Ryan. And he goes up to about the 4th step. So I increase the volume, because maybe I was whispering. And I go, Ryan. And then his mate, his lapdog, whatever you want to call him, turns around and just looks at me.
Glares at you. Wasn't looking at you.
Like, just, you know.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so, I don't know. And I thought, oh, fuck it. I go, Ryan. Again, as he's up to the 6th step. Nothing. And just walks off. So, I then leave. Now.
Jason's filthy.
The thing with me is, to be dismissed as a person, like you don't exist.
Yes.
I have an issue with that. I really do. Like, one, I am an avid fan of rugby league. I follow the game. Like, I love
I believe you have a podcast about rugby
I have a
league.
podcast. I bet on the game. I have a membership to watch games at Parramatta with my daughter. We buy merchandise and that. We invest in rugby league, and that money goes to the players.
Correct.
Now, I'm not saying that I own them.
No.
But if you don't want to engage with people, don't take a paycheck from people. Okay? Now, that might be a bit harsh. People might disagree, go, no, they're entitled to their time, etc. Yeah, and I agree with that. But to turn around and just simply go, hey, and walk off, that's fine. I would have said, hey, okay, he does want to talk. But to dismiss someone like they aren't there and they don't exist, I have a massive issue with.
Yeah.
That is a prick of an act by a very low individual. And his mate with him, who has achieved nothing in his life other than to hang on to the coattails of his mate as if we're achieving this, I have a problem with.
Yeah.
Because to look at me like I'm a piece of shit when I'm standing there with my daughter, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't rude and I was not obnoxious. I just call out his name to say, just to get his attention. And the only thing I was going to say to him if he did engage with me was, I've loved watching you play.
Congratulations.
Congrats and good luck.
Yeah.
In whatever
Well, that's what
do.
you said to me in the moment. You said, I was just going to say congratulations and good luck.
Yeah. Because I wanted that for him after what he's had to endure in rugby league and what he's achieved. And then I used to watch him on Instagram. And I don't follow him now, obviously. And like he's advertising, golf and paddleball and pickleball and big smile on his face. Says, guys, come on down. And I'm thinking, you're a fraud.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
You are a fraud. Like, you don't even have the time and the decency to acknowledge the existence of someone who is standing there just saying your name. Like, don't pretend to be this.
Well, they all do that.
Yeah, I know they do.
You see them on the footy show and they're the funniest guys in the world and this, that and the other. I will tell my story. It's actually about Zach Lomax. He was not playing because he was on New South Wales duties last year.
Okay.
Manly was playing Parramatta at Combank, and I was in the on-field club.
Yep. Explain what the on-field club is.
The on-field club is basically a bar where the players run out. So they have a bar and a sort of like an eating area, and they serve food and drinks down. It's one of the greatest experience of rugby league you can actually have.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. The bloke doesn't like it. What am I supposed to do? Anyway. Players run out, and then behind them comes the reserves and team members and all those sort of people, and go up and sit in behind the bench, right? And Zach Lomax is there, right? So I've walked up the stairs. Again, I'm sober as a judge. You know that.
Yeah, you don't drink.
I don't drink much, so
except for this Monday, but
this Monday, the drunkest human being on the planet. And I walked past Zach Lomax. I looked him straight in the eye and I said, "Good luck on Wednesday night, mate. I hope you play well." And he looked at me like I had 7 dicks growing out of my face. I've literally just said the nicest thing you could ever say. And I was continuing. I wasn't going to stop and talk to him. I was continuing. I just looked over and he was there and I said, "Mate, good luck on Wednesday night." And he looked at me straight in the eye like, "Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me?" And I went, "Oh, okay." Because I never approach anyone. I see an ex-NRL player every fucking morning at the gym.
Yeah.
And I've never said a word to him. I was in the sauna next to him the other day, and I never said a word to him.
Next to this ex-NRL player?
Yeah. I was in next to him, and the other day he was getting changed, and he's entitled to put his pants on without...
Well, you don't talk to him. You shouldn't have talked to him then.
Can you sign this? And he goes, "I haven't got a microscope." You know what I mean? But
I do. And I've, as I said, I approached... The only other person I've kind of approached to say something to in rugby league was Yvonne Sampson.
Yes. Well, look at Buzz the other day.
Yes.
Couldn't be
nicer.
And I'll tell you, he's a bigger name than Brian Pappenhausen.
Mate, Yvonne Sampson's far bigger name than all of them, mate, and is the nicest human being you could ever meet. And just a wonderful person. And spoke to my wife and I for half an hour and then helped us out with something a bit later in Vegas. Mate, She's wonderful, and I'll fight anyone in the street that says otherwise because she's just such a nice person. Why? And I'm not saying you need to go above and beyond. I'm just saying...
Say hello. G'day, mate.
The minimum, mate.
I know.
The minimum is, hey, or just turn around, hey, and then keep walking. I'm not asking you to sign anything. I don't want a photo.
You're not chasing John McEnroe around the airport saying, "Can I have a selfie?" I just wanted to be
acknowledged that I was breathing. Yeah. And to have someone act like that, It just is. I have an issue with it, obviously, from a personal point where you treat someone like they're worthless. And having gone through a bit of that through the end of my career and having that feeling, it's horrible. And then to have someone look at you, which was his piece of shit mate, who I just wanted to put my fist through his face.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Yeah.
It's like, mate, I've done more in my life than you could ever dream about other than hanging onto the coattails and sucking his cock like the guy you're walking next to. Bit harsh, do apologise. Apologise for my language on that. I'm just very angry, and I'm really hurt that someone would actually treat someone like that, especially when I'm standing there with
him. I'm still bit, it's nearly 9 months since that happened with Lomax.
And I'm standing there
and I'm still pissed off because all he had to do was say thank you.
And I'm standing there next to my daughter, And it's
Yeah.
embarrassing for me, and it's obviously...
And next to me and going, what a fuck with this bloke. He's yelling out to Ryan Pappenhausen doesn't want a bar of him.
And I didn't say anything other than his name 3 times.
Yeah,
that was it.
It did get stalky.
I did.
When you got your dick out, I was worried then.
When I asked him for his ATM card, look, it was a bit weird. No, it is that. And I'm really interested in what people think because when I made that comment about, like, I invest in the game, they're happy to take a paycheck. Like, if talking to a fan is really beneath you, don't take our money and go and do another job.
Well, think about it. This is his local area, right?
Yeah,
he's in town because he's caddying for there's a pro-am on at the
Oh, I didn't even know.
Castle Hill Country Club. Oh, they were all talking about it up at the gym.
Oh, that's right.
Which is not code for bar people.
Yeah. No, it was the gym. The Gime, as you call it.
The Gime. So, yeah, I was talking to a few boys, and they were talking today saying that, he's up there for the pro-am and he's caddying for some professional golfer, et cetera, right? So, and that's all well and good. But if you're in your hometown, wouldn't you be a little bit more respectful to the people that... Because he lives in Melbourne, right? So
I know he was I saw him running up. He was up, so obviously his parents are local, so he's obviously staying with them, or I assume, I'm guessing. But, yeah, whether with where you live or what, like, you've taken a very good paycheck from rugby league.
Yeah.
Now, without fans, you may as well go play the Shoot Shield and before 500 people a week and earn...
I think he would have done well at R360 because no one's going to be watching that shit either.
You'd make, $10 grand a year and you'd have a second job, like...
Well, R360 would have made millions, but no one would want to talk to him.
That's right.
The thing about being any job, right, whether it's a rugby league player, boss of an electrical company, police or whatever, unfortunately, when you're out the door, you're yesterday's newspaper. Everybody forgets who you are.
Yeah.
So when his career's over... Like he might have a podcast that is reasonably successful for a certain period of time.
Until the next generation of players come through and have enough podcasts.
And then he becomes yesterday's newspaper.
He's irrelevant. And that's the thing. I think they forget that. And I was shocked. I really was, mate. It knocked me off my socks because I was like, fucking hell, this bloke portrays himself to be... Mr.
Don't
Nice
they
guy.
all do that? And when I saw Lomax on the footy show with Matty Johns or whatever it was, and they were doing a State of Origin thing, and he was a funny dude, right? And he looked like a knockabout guy and all that sort of stuff. Well, and then you go, and it's funny how you get bitter over it, right? Because you just go, fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, the reality is, you're not a fucking heart surgeon. You're not saving people's lives. No. You're catching a stupid ball.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do that.
You caught one of them. Don't be too hard on yourself.
And you're but lucky because we saw him with his girlfriend at the Hunter Valley dinner, and Emily, my lovely wife, was cut surprisingly drunk.
I don't believe that.
And she wanted to go and talk to him about the podcast. So lucky she didn't. I had to say, don't do it. You're smashed. Don't do it. Because I'd end up having to punch him for being rude to her.
So I think the circumstances of this was he was walking through a threshold of a pub, right? Yeah. There was no one around.
None.
He could have just turned around and said, there was no reason. Like, if he's having dinner with his missus or he's got kids or he's with his family, he's at the gym.
If he was...
Anywhere. But if you're just walking past a bloke, like, he can say g'day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, mate, I met bigger names. Paul Callan. Mate,
mate.
Unreal.
Nicest fella around.
Just nice guys, right? And that's the same with Lomax. I was just walking. I didn't expect anything. Or even a nod would have been enough.
Yep.
I think they get to the point where they've got so many people approaching them, right, and saying hello to them that they go, oh, I'm fucking sick and people don't leave me alone and blah, blah, blah.
Go and dig trenches then.
Well, then,
come
and spend a week with my blokes.
Yeah, go and dig trenches. Go and work in the real world so you actually know how hard life can be and then complain.
Yeah.
But don't complain for someone's coming up to you to say how great you are, or complain because someone wants to talk about the job you get to do every day that they would kill to do. And don't complain. Just in general,
I would have killed to
person.
be a professional rugby player.
Wouldn't we all?
I would have.
Wouldn't we all? But just be a decent human being. Yeah. Like, I'm sure your parents raised you better than that. And honestly, he should be embarrassed.
But that's why a lot of them have issues after football
Because they're fuckwits.
because they 1 week they've got 20,000 fans screaming and encouraging them, and then the next week they're yesterday's newspaper.
Yeah, but being nice is free.
Yeah,
Right? If you treat enough people like garbage, at some point you may need one of those people for whatever. And they're going to remember that like you remember Lomax.
Did I tell you what Stoney did for Mo?
No.
So Ray Stone went to school with Mo Lester, right?
Yeah. I feel sorry for Ray.
Right, and they were fairly good mates at school.
Yep.
But Josh isn't one of those blokes that would chase the skirt tails, right? Like, would
No, nor should he.
stay in contact with him because he's got a life, football, and he's up, he's got misses and a couple of kids and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so Ray's got last year's training jerseys and all that sort of stuff. He started sending them to his old schoolmates. Like he can't do any better than that,
Mate,
right?
I told you, like, what Matt Lodge does is to put out a post to see if anyone wants some wrestling training in the area and to do it off his own bat.
Yeah.
Like, and he cops so much crap because of something he did 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Yet Pappenhausen will act all, I'm a mate, I'm such a people person, and act like that.
Well, I'll tell you don't like Madison from Ryan Madison.
No, I do not like Ryan Madison. I know.
But
mate,
he was the nicest
mate,
bloke. He sat with us for 20 minutes and spoke to us.
I hated Mick Ennis with a passion as a player.
Yeah.
The nicest guy you could meet.
I know. That's right. And with Ray, I met Ray in the on-field club when he was playing for Parramatta.
Yeah.
And he was injured. And he spent 15 minutes talking to me. I'm Mo Lester's dad and all this sort of stuff. And he sat there, I went to see this awesome going. And I told him about how I'd probably watched every second of every game that he's played since he's been in grade and all that sort of stuff and all sorts of shit.
Anytime try score.
And he was lovely, but a bit shy. He was a bit shy, right?
And that's the thing, mate. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I didn't think your approach on the weekend was inappropriate at all.
Mate, as you said, I'd never be rude or disrespectful if people are
only
eating.
to me.
Only to you. If people are eating, as you said, if they're with a family or a missus, or if they're just even a deep conversation with a mate.
But you know what are you expecting from people? Are you expecting, how you going, Ryan? Hey, mate, that's it.
That's it.
That's all but he couldn't be bothered to give you that.
It couldn't be bothered to turn around.
I know.
Well,
he was too good. He was levitating up the stairs at the time, right? And he was too busy levitating because he's such a unit.
His mate was just standing behind, just telling me
licking his ass crack.
Mate, honestly, I wanted to punch him in the face when he looked at me like that. I was like,
I did see the way he looked at you.
Like,
fucking
holy shit,
mate! What have you done?
Nothing. He's nothing.
He's probably a jip rocker. Not there's anything wrong with jip rockers.
He's about 4 foot tall. I'm thinking, mate, when you achieve anything in your life, then
please come and see me.
But don't look at me because your mate used to play first grade rugby league. Yeah. Like I don't exist. And that was the thing. So that's the rant, people. I would like if you think I'm right or wrong, or maybe if you're going to comment and say that he probably knew who I was and that's why he didn't respond.
This is the lowest human being I've ever met in my life.
We've seen photos of you up somewhere. We're not...
So you've been stalking my girlfriend on Instagram, you weird prick.
So that's where that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.